Good morning, Facebook friends. This is Jenny from Graham's Backyard Living. I have one of my shirts on. Even though I'm going to do some work today, I'm going to show you what's going on today. It's kind of cloudy. Of course, it's 71 degrees with 80% humidity. So I'm already sweating. So I got started this morning. And I'll show you. I've got to plan out some of my brassicas. I got cauliflower and some cabbage. So that's about all that I can get my husband to eat. So I can put up the cabbage, and canned some cabbage last year, and it was so great just to have that canned. I got a little on my video, but I canned a bunch of cabbage up, just blanched it and canned it up, and it was so convenient and so easy just to break out. I did them in pint jars because I didn't want a whole big amount of them. So I just did pint jars and just dump one of those out in a soup. And I don't have to cook it down or anything. And really enjoyed having that on my pantry shelf, ready to go, and not a whole lot of prep time. So if you have any questions about canning your cabbage, I'd have to look up all of the particulars about it. That was just kind of a spur of the moment thing. But my first year, I did some cabbage. I got 3 or 4 cabbage and had to understand about them splitting and stuff like that. So I think I got a little bit more knowledge on that this year. So I'm going to get those started. But let me show you my yard. Oh, we have a plane going overhead on these cloudy day. So here's my yard. I got part of it blown out. Look at those leaves. I have that big, like a quince tree or something that they call it. And see, I had all of that raked up into a pile, and little Miss Big Mama here went scratching through it all. There's nothing in there. But this is a good time of year. Oh, she found something. Did you get a grasshopper? But this is her little house right here because she just can't get along with nobody. But I'm getting all this raked up and cleaned up, and then with it raining and stuff, it's a good time to go through and anything that holds water, like some of these extra buckets I have and stuff, make sure I dump all the water out. Well, I thought I did. Get all the water dumped out, and these lids that hold water, I dump all them out because I don't want any more mosquitoes. And then I'm growing my worms, so I don't want any more mosquitoes than what already naturally generates. So I have a couple. My little snowbird, I said I wasn't going to show it to you, but he's looking a little bit better. Not too bad raggedy. But I got some, I'll show you what I mixed up in their feed today. Some oregano for some natural antibiotics. And let me see where I have that bottle. I put it somewhere, but it's a bottle for their respiratory, to help with their respiratory system. You just pour it right in the water, and I did on everybody's because I've got some coughing a little bit in each. And even though these girls don't get out, of course, with the moisture and everything, I guess they just, and Snowbird, for whatever, my snow boy, he keeps a cough. So he's doing a lot better today. I don't see him coughing. But I poured that a little bit in their water. I mixed oregano. Big Mama, I just raked all that up. I'm fixing to clean it up. I can't get to it quick enough without you digging in it. She's going to have it spread all over the yard. And then there's her baby over there. That's the only one she can get along with, is her baby. But anyway, I'm treating everybody a little bit of respiratory congestion and stuff. And I was questioning I was trying to decide whether I was going to let the girls out or not. But I went ahead and let them out. Because they'll just be out here in the rain, soaking wet. Big Mama drags her baby around in the pouring down rain, and they're drenched. Even though they can get in their house, they can go into the porch. I don't know. But these guys over here, my Brahmas, their door opens up at 6:30. I'm gonna have to change that. No, I have it at 5:30, so I'm gonna have to change that to a little bit later. But they don't run out. If it's cold in the morning or it's raining, and if it's raining, they go in. They don't want to get wet. Do you, Scooters? So my Scooters. That's my Scooter boy. I don't want to get my pretty coat all wet. I'm a pretty boy. I'm a pretty boy. And see, you got a few of the girls laying over there. Ugly girls over there. I guess that's what I'm going to name her, Ugly Girl. One over there digging. Yeah, if it starts raining and nasty or cold or whatever, they stay in their house. They don't come out. Unlike these other girls, and they'll get coughing and get sick. And so I wasn't going to let them out today, but these clouds are just kind of hanging, and I see some blue skies over there. So maybe it's just going to be a hit and miss whether we're going to get a downpour or not. But I'll show you what I put up. So these girls, my teenagers, like this one here, where are the others? They must be in the back. Oh, and there's my golden girl. I'm going to name her Thumper, because since she doesn't have a male, let me see if she'll do it. If I walk up on her and she wants me to, she'll crouch down and just thump her feet. It's so funny. It sounds like thundering. But anyway, these little raggedy girls. Then there's my pigs. Good morning, Pegs. How are you doing? That's my Peggy girl. Yeah, you working in the back? Let's see what they're doing in the back. I got a lot of this cleaned up. But as you can see, as we get closer and closer to the compost bin back here, it gets a mess. So I've got to clean this up. But I let a lot of these tomato branches kind of wither up and dry up, and then I'll be composting all that. But I've got to get all these leaves cleaned up. And you can see I've got 3 rungs on this compost bin, and it's looking good. See where my girls are digging and they're working it. I got a bunch of leaves in here. So I am like deep in this. So I've got to get all this cleaned up. If you can see down there, I showed you where I cleaned up. So, and this is what it looked like. So I need to clean this up, and then I need to get some more dry stuff in that compost bin. Who's following me? Oh, this is the mean girl. This is my hawk-looking girl, huh? What are you doing? So anyway, I was telling you that these teenagers just think that the my potato. So this is what I did with my potato bed. You can see up underneath the screen. I covered it because they thought that was their bathing area. So what I did was, let me back here because that looked crazy. So I got bamboo poles, which are pretty cheap. I got a pack of those. And then I got this screening. So I've had to go another, 2 feet? Another 2 feet up. And they haven't been getting in there. The only other problem I have is when the dog, that raggedy dog, opens up the gate and they're just running in and out. But other than that, I haven't gotten anybody in here. So what I plan on doing is I didn't want to plant anything because I got my carrots. And see, this is my electric lawnmower. If anybody's tired of leaves and having to rake them all and gather them all up, this right here, I'll scrape them out to the middle. I'll run it in here. I have a bagger that goes in there. Just bag it, take that bag and dump it. It's wonderful. But we've been getting that rain over the last few days, and my pepper plants are doing great, and they're starting to put on. I got a few. I got blooms. I got peppers going. So maybe before the first frost, I'll get some good peppers going. But you can see where they've been getting in here and digging it up. So I'm going to amend all this soil here and get onions, carrots, and lots of onions. I got lots of onion sets to plant. And then I have my one, and I put a bunch of this pots and debris and stuff in here so they don't dig in here. But these are my, I cut up all my jalapenos, and that went in a salsa. And then I have those other 3 plants, and they're putting on blooms, and they're putting on some little peppers in there. So we'll see what I get. And then I've got this bed. And then they've dug up my potatoes so many times. I don't know if I'm going to get any. I'll continue to plant some, I guess. But here's these potatoes coming up. And I might just leave that on there just in case. But so far they haven't got in there, got in here since I put this up. And I'm going to go all the way down to, because their area cuts off right here, so I have a little bit left, and I'm going to go one more rung down so they don't think they can jump up there and come over, which they haven't really tried. When they get in here, I take a water hose, and just spray them down, and they're so traumatized by it. I don't think they've tried to get back in. So I'm just trying to coexist with chickens and a garden together, and make it work. It did work. My old girls, they can't jump. They're so fat they couldn't jump if they wanted to. But these new teenagers, I told my husband got back yesterday, and we were going to clip all their wings. And I don't know if I'm going to have to or not. But they, how's everybody doing in here? You all just hanging out? But yeah, I got all this cleaned up, and you can already see these leaves that are dropping too. And I have a love-hate relationship, I guess, with these holly bushes. I don't like to poke the little pokers on them, because they'll poke their feet and start an infection, so they'll get bumblefoot. But I love the shade of this in the summer when it's really hot. It's really nice that they can come back in here. But yeah, I let them out, and there's a few of them just laying down, and there's the old girl. I need to check her. I need to check her foot, that she's the one that had bumblefoot. And with the rain and stuff we got, I took the bandage off, because I didn't want bandage being soaking wet sitting on that foot. But I'll show you what I got in today so I can get started planting. I'm going to plant out here. This is my side yard, and here's all my babies. Hey, my babies, what are you all doing? And my scooters. You can see how much bigger he looks and tall. I could tell he was a rooster right off the bat. And then I think that's a hen right there. If anybody has any different opinion, let me know. That one is the one that's questionable, because it doesn't have a big comb, but it has a red comb. And then I was hoping this real white one, well, she's supposed to be real white, but she's awful dirty. I think that one's turning out to be a rooster. And then the one next to it on the right-hand side with more of the black looks like a hen. So we will see. That one might have one. I told my husband in the fall. So in the fall, before it gets too cold, and then in the spring, after we're coming out of winter, I do the drip on ivermectin to treat them for bugs. And I watch them when this one's doing a lot of, and I know they do a lot of priming and stuff, but I've watch them, and so I'm just gonna, we treat everybody twice a year. And I did have one girl that had mites, and I could get her, and I got all of the rest of the black copper marrons, but these Scooter, he's named Scooter for a reason, and Speedy for a reason, because I can't catch them on my own. So I told my husband, whenever we get time, we're going to catch them, round them all up, and get them sprayed. And all I do is take a spray bottle. I think I have my spray bottle. So I have my spray bottle sitting over there, so as they come around and I can pick them up, or get them, I would just lift up their back of their feathers and give them one squirt on their back and under the wing if I can get it that long. But then usually by then they're already fighting me. But I get a good enough amount on them that I think takes care of them, and I treat them twice a year just to make sure. But here's and I'm gonna show you since I'm up here. So let me see if you can see it. How can I tilt this like that? So if you can see all of this right here, I'll show you. So I took this picture. I'm still blown away by these t-shirts. I'm still talking about them. So that's the picture I sent her there of that, and she composited that on my t-shirt. That's just so fascinating to me. But here's my my garlic starting to come up. So what I did was I watched, like I said, I've been watching some YouTube videos when I couldn't get out and stuff. So I pulled all of the soil out because I needed some more soil because it really sunk down. So I pulled all the soil out and put straw all the way around here where it would be up underneath there, and it's really a waste, but I think the straw will hold moisture, allow for drainage. This soil was great soil, but I think it's a little bit on the thick side. So what I did was in here I got peat moss, and you can see I just amended it with some Osmocote, which is time released. And I got 2 bags of sand, and the Osmocote is a fertilizer, vegetable fertilizer, and it's timed released. But I got 2 bags of sand in there to amend this soil, and 1 bag of peat moss in here. So this is what I got in the mail. Vermiculite. I've been having a hard time getting sand. I can't pick up those bags, and they're too heavy for me, and perlite is very, very light. So I got 2 bags of that. I was able to get these when they came in, and this is what it looks like, and I think I'm gonna like them a lot better. So here's my basil, and I got my basil cut down, and I've got a bunch of it in the dehydrator because I'm making my basil salt, and to have my ground basil for like my my spaghetti sauce and stuff. But here's and I'm gonna plant some. So I have all my lettuce right here for my last lettuce for the season, and of course I went all the way around there and stuffed bales of straw in there. But I amended the soil to make it a lot lighter. The carrots like, well, they say carrots like sand. I'm digging up all my lettuce. They like sand, so I did a bag of sand in here, and you can see the soil like this. And then I did this one also, so I got some more. And I could use some peat moss in here, but you can see my bell peppers, they're going strong for the last of the season. And here's another picture. So I sent her a picture because I picked this up at the farmer's market, and I love this little pepper. So see there's my pepper tree right there. So that was just, I'm just amazed by that stuff. But that's why you have professionals make stuff for you like that. But I got a lot of bell peppers still coming. I had to strap some of these up because they're getting so heavy, but I want to reach as much maturity as possible. You can see how big those are. But with all the storms and stuff, I had a bunch that broke, and that's okay because the chickens love it. I feed the chickens all the leaves, and then any of the little peppers that weren't mature and stuff, they love them. So, and it's good for their digestive system. But like I said, I made everybody a mix of oregano. I do oregano flakes. I was going to show you that. Lock this gate up. Even the boy's gone with daddy. If I forget to strap this gate, Duke just comes and hits it and opens it up, and then I have chickens all out in the front yard. Well, it looks like the sun, see, the clouds are going away and the sun's coming out, and I'll be sweating here in a minute trying to get the rest of this yard done. But look, isn't that crazy? Look at the dark, dark clouds. But somewhere that sunshine is coming through. Just enough, and it's hot, hot, hot. It's not even, it's just hot. That when that sun hits you. So let me see what they're doing. I don't know where I have that at. Oh yeah, I have it in here. So, this is, let me clean it off. This is the first time me trying this. And supports healthy airways and immune function. Let me see what, I can't tell you. It has natural supplements for poultry. Let me see if I can get the lid off. It has a, I don't want to say Vicks. It has a, like a mint fragrance to it or something. Or I guess you could say like Vicks, you know. Look at this girl. What? What do you want? What do you want? I can't sit down because I think the chairs are still wet. No, that one's dry. Come here. Come here. What do you want, my pretty girl? You're so pretty. What do you want? You want Mama's attention because Mama's talking, huh? I know. Yes. What have you got to say? Say hi to everybody. Are you going to leave me alone and quit chasing me? But anyway, I think that's about all that I was going to do today. I don't have a video person to hold my camera for me, so I'm going to get some of this done, get it all cleaned up. I'm going to take some pictures of it. I'll post it on Facebook, and then when I get it all cleaned up, I'll show you what it looks like. My grandkids, which one's 15 and the other is he still 12? He's either 12 or 13. So they're going to be coming. Who's fighting? He's going to be coming this week. They're going to be coming this weekend to help me out. So I've got some things lined up for them to do, and we may be doing another leaf cleanup. We'll just have to wait and see. But like I said, I love my trees up there and stuff. They're just fighting today. But I love my trees in the summertime and everything, but boy, I hate them come fall time. But they're good compost material. Even though I have that full, I'll continue to fill those up and keep them good and soaked here for a little while. And as they start to break down in the springtime, that's what I'll use in the springtime to kind of top all these beds off before I get started with my springtime planting. And like you see in my yard, I don't have a whole lot of space, but that little corner back there was not being used, so I have 2 compost piles. And so for people that want to get started or see if this is something that is sustainable for you, I do have my days, and I've followed a lot of the other farms. See, I'm already just sweating, just sitting here. But I do have some of the other Facebook pages that I follow, and they're encouraging and inspirational, because you got to know that there are times like tomatoes. I put them all in the freezer and just got them out of sight, out of mind, because I was mentally just done with tomatoes. I didn't want to see another tomato. I did eat the last few. I left a couple fresh, but it's like I don't even want to eat a tomato. I'm so mad at the tomatoes because I've got so many. But you know what? That's what sustains us, and I can put them away, put them in the freezer, and then this winter a little bit. I think I've got 14 jars, quart jars of my spaghetti sauce, I see that hawk. I chased that hawk the other day. I see him up there in that tree. I had to watch him. They go after my white chickens. There goes a raven after it. So hopefully it chases it off. But anyway, if you can very easily get so overwhelmed, I keep thinking this next year I'm only going to plant 4 or 5 tomato plants. I don't need any more than that. Well, come springtime I'll have 30 or 40. I'll have 5 or 6 different varieties, 5 each, so that ends up being 40 plants. I'll want to try and find places to plant out everywhere. But it's just that time. You even need time, even though this is nice and relaxing and visiting with your chickens. It's very easy to get burned out. Just like with any regular job, you get overwhelmed and get burned out. So before you jump into 50 acres, 100 acres, 500 acres, if this is something you want to do as far as homesteading, try it out, on a smaller scale, an acre of land. Like I have, like this is 3/4 of an acre back here. And you can see I've got the pool, I've got it fenced off, but they have their area and they have their runs. If you can't let your chickens out, then, I give them this little area and they're kind of happy with this area. They were mad at me this morning because I wasn't letting them out because they don't like staying in their run. So this gives them a little area that they can run around in and I feel like they're free ranging and they're happy and fluffy butt and enjoying life. But you can get burned out real easy and be overwhelmed with everything. Even I get overwhelmed with everything I'm doing. And I wish I could get my grandkids over here more to help me and understand what I'm doing and preserving food and stuff like that. They love the spaghetti and they love the spaghetti sauce and they love my cooking and they love my food. But I wish they would be kind of interested in how all that gets there. But it hasn't clicked in for them yet. But I just wanted to come on here and let you all know that you can do something on a small scale and see if this is something that you would enjoy doing full time, preserving your food, growing your food. You know where your food comes from. Raising your meat, whether it's cows, goats, chickens, whatever it might be. I would love to have goats. I would love to have the milk. I would like to make the goat milk soap, all of that. But at my age, I just don't think that's somewhere I can go now. When I was I always say I wish in my 30s and 40s that I was interested or even understood about this lifestyle and got into it then, because I for sure probably would have a full-blown farm by then. But this is enough to sustain me. I'm retired now, and it would be hard to be able to work a job and then try and do this too. And I know there's a lot of people make comments and stuff through Facebook and everything about how they're overwhelmed and they just can't do it. So start on a small scale, whether you have one planter box and grow you a couple of pepper plants and a couple of tomato plants next year, and then just see how that goes, and maybe get 4 or 5 chickens and, enjoy eggs. You know where your eggs come from, but it's doable. It's doable if you just pace yourself and take your time. I know in the heat of the summer, I was trying to get out and work and stuff. And like I said, I think I did get heat exhaustion and was down and out for just a short period of time. But boy, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I was sick. I was so sick. And it took me a good 3-4 weeks to recover from that. So I've got to learn from that I can do a couple of hours outside early in the morning, and I hate the evening time because of the mosquitoes, but I can get out for a couple hours, and I need to know that I can come in and just sit down, and it'll all be here tomorrow, and I'll get out here and try and do a little bit more of it tomorrow. But I also need to learn just to pace myself and take my time and do what I can do, and then just be happy with that. So if you all like my content, I'm going to get some more uploaded on my YouTube channel at Graham's Backyard Living. I got my Facebook page. I have my YouTube channels. You can go to either one of those. I would love to have more subscribers. I need more subscribers. I hope I give you some interesting or some content that you all would like to follow. And if you all have any questions, look at him. Look at him. For some reason, he just does not like my dog. She doesn't like my dog. Wilbur, you took your life into your own hands running up here. She almost got you. If I didn't shoo her away, she almost got you. But anyway, thank you all folks for following me. And this is Wilbur. Say hi, Wilbur. Say hi to everybody. Well, now we're saying bye because Mama's got to get to work. Yeah, I don't have time to sit down. He just noticed that I was sitting down, so he's got to be in my lap anytime I sit down. But yes, I would love more subscribers, and I want to add more content. And that's what I do, canning, and I do canning all year round. I can what I can. I cook all the food that I grow. If I can't, let me show you. She's not going to let you leave now. Leave my dog alone. That's just too funny. And speaking of that, when I have the tape rolling, I usually don't have interesting stuff going on. But the other day, I told my husband, I need a camera out here that just, like a motion camera that follows me and what I'm doing, because that was a day that I had to change clothes twice. It was pouring down rain, so I needed to cover the pen over here. For some reason, where my little babies are, that house is leaking, so I was worried about them. So I came out in the rain. I put a tarp over their house. I put Big Mama up because she was running around with her baby and she was soaking wet. And then then it dried off, so I had to go back in. After I did all that, I went back in. I had to feed everybody, of course, whether it's sun shining or pouring down rain, they got to be fed. And I did that, and so I went in the house, stripped my clothes off, got in the shower to warm up because I was dripping wet, changed my clothes. It dried up a little bit, so I got back out here and had to backwash the pool because it had rained so much. It was up at the top, and you don't want it to get down behind the liner. So I was backwashing the water, so when you shut the pool off, it was still and you could see the bottom of it. Well, Duke falls in the pool because I guess he's just mesmerized. He freaks out about the stuff in the bottom, and there's a bunch of leaves in the bottom. So he's freaked out about that. He falls in the pool, and so I had to grab him and get him up. So he's kind of scratching on the side, but I don't want him to tear the vinyl. So there again, I'm soaking wet again. I pulled him up and his necklace came off, so I had to grab him by his arm. So he's running around crazy, soaking wet. So I finished the backwash, got all that done. I had to go back inside, change clothes again. And you know what? This stuff I just cannot catch on film, so I have to tell you about it. Because I wish if that would have been $1 million video if I could have just, but I was done that day. I was done. I had to sit down and just decompress after a day that should be spent in the house doing nothing. There's still a lot that you got to do outside, whether it's rain, sun shining, freezing cold, snowing, whatever it is. There's still a lot of stuff that goes on out here. And I said, man, if I could have had somebody videoing that for me, it would have been like 1 million follower video at my expense. But anyway, I just wanted to tell you all about it. And I hope to catch those at some point. I'm going to have the point I was making with my grandkids coming. I think we're going to go to a trades day, and I'm going to take them out there, and we're going to look at everything out there, and I'll video some of that. And then my grandson will be able to do some videoing for me, and we'll see how that works out. He loves to do video, of course, kids these days, video games, videos, all that stuff. He's up on all that. So Anyway, I'm going to get off here and let you all go. I'm going to get probably back to work. It looks like the sun's coming out. It's probably going to be 100% humidity. Even though it's going to be in the 80s, it's still, I'll be soaking wet and dripping. But I want to get my onions planted, want to get some carrot seeds going and some of that other stuff. And just I appreciate you all coming along with my journey. I wish I could have filmed all that and been able to show you that, but I don't even know if I could have, because I don't cut, my video. I don't know. I haven't figured out how to do all that. So some of the words that was coming out of my mouth, I probably couldn't even have shown the video by the time I had to change for the second time. So you all have a great day and enjoy the fall weather. The leaves are starting to turn and just wish they would blow out of my yard. But I'm gonna use the get the electric mower going. I'm gonna get all those leaves scraped back up from where Big Mama threw them all over the yard again, and get my yard cleaned up. And I'll see you in the next video, and you all have a great day. Bye bye.